What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again, coming at you with yet another set review. Today we're doing Bofuri, got announced for English recently. Just came out in Japanese like a week, 2 weeks ago? How about that? Something like that.
2 weeks or so, yeah.
I'm joined today by Brian, Tyler, and Andy, all of who you've met before.
Hi, I'm here.
Hello.
Hey, we're back.
And yeah, we're going to go through the trial deck, and then we'll get right into the set. So let's just jump right in there. We got pretty much like one of the most interesting cards in the trial deck right off the bat. So go ahead, Andy.
Oh boy, not a Brainstormer. This is sick. All right, we got this Maple. Is every card her? I've never seen the show. Is like she's the main character, right?
Yeah, she's this character, yeah.
A lot of them are, yeah, but she's the main character, yeah.
Maple. Okay, so discard a climax card from your hand to waiting room. When you play it, you can get a game character from your waiting room to your hand. And when you play from when it dies, you can pay 2 and grab a game character in your waiting room.
Better than a normal climax stitch filter.
I guess so.
Sure.
Yeah, it has like another plussing effect stapled to it, but I don't know. I'm not personally a huge fan of those like pay 2 salvage effects, but
it depends on the deck they're in.
For the first effect, so you have incidentally just had that second effect.
When you have a deck like Love Live Sunshine runs a pay 2 salvage because it needs so many things so fast. But I think the thing with Bofuri, and Tyler actually has like some play testing with it. You kind of lack for like selection sometimes. Like you really like struggle to get into some things. So like any form of selective plus is pretty good. But yeah, just a decent card. Better than a normal climax stitch.
I guess like what type of trigger lineups do the decks people are brewing up seem to run?
Pants
choice. 8 choice.
Right now. There's 8
standby.
There's 8 standby. There's standby. Split soul.
8 pants.
8 pants. Yeah.
The split soul. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Because I'm definitely more of a fan of these climax swapper cards when you have like discard a climax salvage when you have like a lot of pants triggers or bar triggers that are going to your hand.
Yeah, I mean it's just a good card for the set to have access to, just a better than average climax stitch out.
Yeah, I think it seems
card's pretty good.
Yeah, solidly playable. I like the climax stitch filter effect. Anything extra on top of that is icing on the cake, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think B+ because it's better than a normal one by a good bit, I think.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, Brian.
All right, we've got this Yui. Level 0, 2000 power. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, choose one of your game trait characters, and that character gets 1500 power until the end of the turn.
Boring.
Goes in your standard deck with no game, no life. Game trait.
Dude, I was thinking that same thing too.
Is no game, no life Schwarz side? I guess that doesn't matter for standard.
Yeah, I don't think it matters in standard.
It doesn't matter for standard.
It's boring card.
Yeah, it's like D+. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, it's.
I would never.
You really need like an on-demand power pump, but
yeah, most of the combos in this set are not on reverse that I can think of. All the ones that I've played against, at least.
Yeah. The only one that's on reverse is the green one.
Is the Kasumi on reverse?
Yeah.
No, that's on attack.
Is it?
Yeah, the bar one. That's on attack.
Well, who knows?
Then there's 0 on reverse combos.
Yeah, all the good combos are on attack.
Well, sometimes you just wanna win your lane.
I guess.
Yeah,
sometimes. Girl, the big hammer.
Another big hammer. Next card.
Yeah, there's 2 big hammers.
They're twins. All of your opponent's characters gain 2 cost encore. It's a 4K. If you want to play 4K, this is a better drawback than most.
Yeah.
4Ks are always nice to have.
Well,
at least an option of
4Ks in this, it's like if your oversize isn't 4K, you shouldn't be playing an oversize in the current meta. So it's like, unless it's like Futaba, depending on the deck, like it depends on what the other options are. Futaba can be good, but gotta be 4K now.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing I've seen is based on just looking at the cards from the booster. The set actually doesn't have very many good
Like vanilla oversizes.
like even just plussing 0 options really. There's the one maple that sits really big cross turn, but it doesn't kill stuff. This thing can
Yeah,
keep
that's the
it on its board.
problem. But yeah, it's fine. Playable card.
Yeah.
Easily playable card. Tyler, Conade.
All right. We have Conade. Is on attack. Choose a character. Gets 2,500 for the turn.
Who's a boy, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
who
this
is
is a
a boy,
boy.
by the way?
This was very obvious. Conade was a boy the whole time.
It was not.
It was very obvious.
I thought it was a girl when we just looked at
They
the card.
said it literally when he was introduced.
I don't believe that.
Hey, well, he's a heckin' cutie, dude, and
Card-
way better.
And
Card-
also, he's
way better
voiced
than the
by
hammer card we looked
Beatrice's
at.
Japanese voice actress. So I was like, girl, confirmed.
Yeah,
Betty.
Card's fine.
Better than the hammer girl.
It's
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
better
for
than the
sure.
hammer girl.
Mhm.
But 2,500 is an extremely large amount of power. For
It
some
is.
reason, you need this power. It is available to you in a relevant color. Green is important because, like, if it was in like a weird color, like it would be harder to play. But you know, most decks are in green. We good?
Nice,
Yep,
bro.
we good.
Let's move on. What do we got here? We got this samurai. Looks like the dude from Sword Art. The Klein from Sword Art.
Pretty much.
Sort of. Except he has a.
Anyway,
he also has a
pre-
shield. He's duplicative.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he gets a 500 power for each of your other game characters. So he's a 1/1, potentially 8k. I mean, that's better than a normal, you know. Is that power creep instead of the the normal
No.
1/1 7ks they put with trial decks?
No. This is normal. This isn't power creep. It's just it has no other effect, so it's a 8k. I think in literally every case you would rather have the -500 for hand on core.
For hand on core,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
card sucks.
And the set does have that, so you never play this.
Yeah, they have
Yeah, true.
they have more than one option for standby cards. Bad. Next, Ryan.
All right, this is Yui again. 2/1, 6k power. For each of your other back row game trait characters, this gets 2,500 power, so it can sit at 11k if you have a full back row.
It's better than these normally are in trial decks.
That's a big level too. It's big cross turn.
Doesn't have
11K
hand on
is
core,
like
though.
actually fine. That's like
Yeah.
actually really solid.
That's actually not horrible.
Sits at 11.
Because the set has 8 standby, like cards that would be decent in 4 standby are worse. Because like it's easier to ramp 2/2s to the board that have 2 soul.
I guess. I mean, the 2/2 standby.
I mean, this
target
is
in the
fine
set is
for a trial
pretty
deck.
Solid. Yeah.
I feel like this. Yeah, it's like these type of cards don't feel bad to just hard play from your hand.
No, for one stock, that's
Like a 2/1 11k. Just you don't stand by it. You just hard play it from hand. It
Yeah,
doesn't actually feel
yeah,
bad.
it's
it just
huge.
doesn't do anything. But like,
I don't know.
whatever.
I guess you could run it instead of like, you know, like a level 3 killer, the ones that get like 6,000 on attack.
You got some good options for that in this set.
You could like choose to run something
It's
like
good
this
for a
over it
trial
if you want to sit bigger on defense. But
Yeah,
probably not.
if you want to be defensive,
Solid still.
it's good for a trial deck.
Yeah.
We got, or wait, Ryan read the last one.
Yeah, this is you.
Okay, so we got those. Doing the same thing. She's eating, the other one's drinking tea. This one's power on play. 1,000 times all of your game characters, so it's 12/5 on play. I hate it.
It's just worse than the last card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the flavor is that Mai and Yui max their attack stat in the game, so all of their cards generally sit pretty big.
Or do soul damage or whatever.
Yeah, they are offensively focused cards.
Oh, so they're like all on a team together, and Maple's the defense, and they're the offense.
No,
Pretty much.
it's dumber than that. So
I
they're all hyper like fucking focused in one stat. So like their party is like horrifically imbalanced unless they're all together. Is the joke. So like these two literally can't move. They can barely walk, but they're like super strong. And then like Maple can't do any damage outside of all her broken abilities, but she can't get hurt.
She's
And then like
invincible, yeah.
Sally is like really fast. and then like Iz can't fight, but she's good at making shit, and they're like all stupid in their own way. It's like the joke. Anyway,
Pretty much, yeah.
moving on.
All right. We got this maple. It is hexproof, and when it's placed on stage, it's a top check X.
One of the
That's-
only top check X's.
It's spicy, yeah. I don't. Are there any other top check X options in the set, or
I
is
don't
this...
believe so.
No, I don't think so.
If you want a top check X, is the only one. Thankfully, it is green, so it's splashable.
Yeah, that's...
At least they can't like screw you with any counters or whatever. You like get into your finisher combo, and then you can, swing with this lane without having to worry about them, playing a event counter or something.
Right.
But
No.
I don't know. I'd rather have another effect than can't be
The
chosen.
foil for this card is hella ugly. I don't know what's wrong with the foils in the trial deck, but because I picked up a trial deck to get some of the from our LGS to get some of the the climax stitchers, and like it's on the front of the trial deck. You can look at it. It just has no background. It's just flat green foiled, and then she's like peeking around the corner, like pretty ugly looking. But yeah, like card's pretty whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm
Uh,
hitting on the flat green.
blank 2 soul. 2 soul.
Card's sick.
Okay, kind of interesting. Blank Amaburi climax. This is
Wait,
not a
what?
stock soul. So this was first printed. They call this like the Amaburi climax because this was first printed in Fujimi on the Amagi Brilliant Park combo,
Yeah.
and it has not really seen another printing until now, and it's in a trial deck, which is weird because this climax is like extremely like awkward to use, but it's in a TD. Like, so when you play this from hand, you choose a character whose level is equal to or lower than your current level, and you add it back to hand, and then you give 2 characters a soul.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the concept behind sticking this in a trial deck is to give you an empty climax that cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the next generation of the draw 2K ones.
Basically.
This actually
Sort
gives
of.
a lot- it gives like enough soul to your field to be useful, and it's like a selective salvage. Like
Mm-hmm.
I really like this type of climax. It seems really good actually.
Just doesn't have a plushing trigger, but like the effect is totally fine.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that it's empty and in a TD.
Well, it's like an actual solid trigger though. Like I could see you actually like splashing for this,
Doesn't combo
Or
with
maybe-
anything.
or maybe even running like really jank lineups. Like if you run a lot of pants or something. Like you said, there's an 8.
Are we
pants
talking
thing.
about this conceptually or within the set? Because this is empty. This doesn't combo with any card.
Well, no. Just like I guess both. Like you said, there's an 8 pants deck, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You could just tech one of these in to have something to if you just want to like salvage something. It's almost like turning your pants into a gate. You just follow up with this next turn.
Maybe.
You could just
Yeah.
run like 7 pants, one of this,
I would rather just run some climax ditch outs.
or like in any set with like a sort of like climax swap, like just teching in one of these climaxes, even if it's empty, you can like switch another climax into it.
I don't think the effect is that good. I think the split soul is a lot better than this, but we'll get into that when we get to green, I guess.
I don't know, it's just interesting design space, I guess.
Yeah, it is interesting.
They
that
do
I-
I'm
have-
giving it a C. I don't even know what to give it. It's
Yeah,
just-
I wasn't gonna rate. I wasn't gonna rate this. This is like a mechanic. I'm
It's
not
niche.
rating choices of trigger.
It's a niche mechanic.
I mean,
Rate the climax. Watch our trigger tier list.
All right, moving on. I think we're to.
Back to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know, this business
Valley.
student.
Sally.
Sally.
Yeah, Sally. During your turn, all your other Kaide Honjos hates being hurt. It's 2,000 power, and it bonds to it. This is like the No Game No Life Apple Bond.
Yeah, it's the bad Apple Bond.
Because it's
So it
only
gets,
your turn.
7,500 power on your turn, 55 on your opponent's turn. I think we talked about this in the last trial deck. This came up, but I think we all agreed that we like the ones that are just 6,500 constant better.
Yeah.
For sure. This is your only level 1 in this deck. You do not have a level 1 combo in this TD. So it's like, yeah, it's really whatever.
Hey, a plus is a plus, though. I mean,
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's the
good
only
run
reason it
Better
should
than
cost.
nothing. Go
Alright,
ahead, Brian.
We've got this. What's her name?
Kasumi.
Kasumi. Frontal 500 power. And pay 1, choose one of your opponent's front row characters. It gets minus 1,000 power until the end of turn. Repeatable act ability.
that's pretty good, actually.
Fine for a TD, I think. Like a
That's
weird techie card.
that's like perfectly good. You know, like that card I was running in Grisaya that just pay 1 and you kill something in the front row.
But that just
Or
kills
like
it. This
Like
is
the card in Bunny Girl. You use these to get rid of their
memory
use these to
cards.
get rid of their overloaded memory generators, and usually those
Right.
sit pretty weak anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So 1,000 power is usually enough to just get rid of them.
Yeah, one stock screw.
I'd be
over
like it a lot
the
better
game
if it was
plan.
But
just
then
like
even
kill
as
a
the game goes
Kosir.
on, you can just use this to incidentally win board as well. Like, dang, I use it like as a pay 1, pump 1,000 power in a lane kind of. But you can also use it to get rid of memory generators. It's actually a really good card, I think.
I don't know if I'd
Really nice
ever.
tech card.
I don't know if I'd
Seems-
ever be able to find a slot for this, but
Seems
I think
fine,
it's a
yeah.
fine card. I
You
don't.
tack it.
Yeah,
like a-
you can tag it
It's a hard. It's a hard spot because
almost bad. Like everything
Yeah.
is so tight in this set. I think Tyler can attest to that.
yeah, everything's very tight.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried brewing with the Bofuri cards, so maybe there's not enough slots.
You'd
to find
have to
something
make
like
a concession somewhere. You always
Right.
have to make a concession for this type of card, but it's
You
a
have
nice
some-
option they have.
You have some really good free ways to deny the overloaded memory cards that unfortunately we won't like get to until we get to blue. But like most decks are in blue as well because they want to play the like. There's a stock swap in blue, so a lot of decks like at least splash a little bit of blue to play that at the top. But like there's some better free ways than this way that cost 1 because the deck also has a pretty big stock crunch. Because you want to like do a lot all the time with your stock. So like paying 1 is like a little bit worse in this set than it would be in other sets. But yeah, it's probably fine if you're like in like a hyper focused meta where you really want to hate on your like Psychono opponents. Even post ban, you can run this and make their lives hell. So depending on what your environment is, it's probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
Get wrecked, Wildberry Princes.
Yeah. This is me. We got the Brainstormer. It's the same fucking Brainstormer we've seen in every single fucking trial deck. At the beginning of your main phase, you get to surveil top of your deck, and then it's a draw Brainstormer, self tap. Yeah, do we even have to talk about this anymore? They're better than normal, but like they're not worth running outside the trial deck, especially in this deck because you got fucking like one of the dumbest brainstorms I've ever read in this set. I think
Oh,
the Sally brainstorm.
Yeah.
So it's like
a little overloaded.
I can't give a brainstorm like anything worse than a C, but like card's pretty whatever.
So much for B for brainstorm.
Yeah.
D
All right,
for
Tyler.
Dainstorm. Alright, we got this Kasumi. When she attacks, if you have a full field, she gains 3k, so she sits at 75 for the turn.
That's 4 more cards in hand.
4 more cards in hand, not field. Okay.
This is just worse than the big sex robot. He's just 7,500 on turn for whatever. Why does this have a condition?
Because this hit's bigger to start with.
No, it doesn't.
The Sex Robot's 3,500 gets 4k. This is 45 gets 3k.
Oh, they swapped it around. I see. So it's bigger
I
off
mean, it
turn.
shouldn't be too hard of a condition to meet, but even still, you're probably not playing this.
Who cares? Like you
The
don't
only
have a way
reason
to
you play
summon
the only reason you play Sex Robot is because out with
Ramirez
Ramirez.
summons him. Yeah, good old Ramirez.
Ramirez, yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever.
why is it called a Sex Robot? Why are you calling it Sex Robot, dude?
I don't know. John called it sex robot at locals, and I was just like, he's like, pull out the sex robot, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, that's good. It's a sex robot now.
Okay.
All right. Vanilla. No one wastes their time with Vanilla. This is Maple before she's
Sitting at the desk.
cute. Next. I think this is back to Andy.
It should be Andy, yeah.
All right, who's this character? Goggle Girl.
This
Is. Yeah.
This is who?
Is.
Is. IZ. Is.
Oh. Okay. Is. When you use this backup, if you have a game character, choose one of your characters. They get 1,000. It's 3,500 backup. I like 3,500 backups. It's like, if you want a stronger backup, like, I don't know. I actually run these sometimes instead of 2,500 anti-change.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like anti-change counters suck so much usually that I'd rather just have the extra 1,000 power.
You don't have a Leafa, and you don't want to run an anti-change. You want to run a 2-1 counter. But there's a really good 2-1 counter. They have the Ruby counter in Bofuri, so it's really hard to justify running anything other than the Ruby counter because that card can be really fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just want to highlight that. I don't know. I think these 3,500 counters are a lot of times overlooked. They're actually
It depends on what threshold are you trying to hit. That's where the 35 becomes important.
Right.
What are you trying to beat?
Considering that the top end of choice, pun intended, in this set seems to be the choice Neg-Soul combo.
Oh, fuck you.
Wall.
Come on, dad joke tier.
Seems to be the Neg-Soul combo that sits fairly large cross turn. Playing big backups is something that you want to do. Like to have around to protect your wall. Yeah.
And there is like an 1,000 axe support, so this would go to 45 in a lane, which is like more than anyone can reasonably climb, I think, in terms of a spike. Like if you're threatening a 4,500 power spike, people are just gonna say, "Oh, well, I guess I lose that lane," and move on. Is it relevant over 4K? Who knows? Depends on the meta you're in. But they have it.
A lot of power.
Next, Brian.
All right, we've got this Is. All right, I'm on the right card, yeah. She's a 2-1 level assist that also has Act, Pay 2, Rest this card, Salvage a game character.
One of the only level X's with a, reasonable... Level 2 level X's with a reasonable second ability.
Mm-hmm. I think in most cases you play the 1-1 with the act part, yeah.
In 8 standby, this has some merit because it's a stock out.
Solid standby target.
And in an 8 standby deck, you'll sometimes go pretty low in hand. So even if it's an overcosted plus, it's a plus.
That's true.
So in the 8 standby deck, it's
you can have trouble paying out stock in heavy standby decks sometimes too, because you're not really playing anything to field because everything's living.
So if this is on your field and it's helping your stuff live, you can at least tap it down for a selective card every turn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice, if you're hard playing your standby, this is something you want to be in the back row anyway, so...
Yeah. Better than normal for a level X, for sure. Alright, the most interesting card in the trial deck. We got this Sally finisher. It's an on-play heal. On attack, as long as you have another character, it gets 1,500 power. So it's going to go to 11, and then, spoiler alert, it's a restander. So 11, then 12-5, plus the climax for 13-5 at the end. And then this ability activates up to once per turn. Climax combo with the book. At the end of this card's attack, so you don't even need the reverse, you can pay 2, ditch 2, stand it, and attack again.
Hey, if you don't get the reverse the first time, you get an extra 1,500 on your second attack.
So you'll be 12-5 plus the thing, 13-5 on its own on the second attack.
On play heal.
This card has been printed at double rare, even in recent sets. This is a trial deck card.
Yeah, this is an actual finisher.
You only get 2 of it in the trial deck, which is really weird. You only get 2 of that in 4 books. And so they knew what they were printing, right? You got to buy 2 TDs to get a play.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. You just got to buy enough trial decks and just jam them together, and you have a deck.
But I mean, yeah,
2 trial decks, shove them together. You're ready for regionals, dude.
This is a totally serviceable finisher.
Yeah, absolutely.
I personally do not like restanders. I think playing restanders in this day and age is too much of a liability, especially in the English format where Sword Art Online randomly runs around and you're Swiss, and it pretty much every Sword Art Online deck runs money counter at this point, whether it's Gara, book, bar book or like even some weirder shit. They're all in green to like play a Moggy or something, so they can all play money counter. And like randomly having your finisher do nothing, like in a random Swiss round, is like way too much of a liability for me. But like, I can't say the card isn't like, it's definitely super playable.
Yeah,
like, and this is a trial deck finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shield is definitely a consideration. Definitely been screwed over by that before.
Yeah, in your meta of one.
But I mean, you could legitimately. I mean, this is a fairly new set. I mean, it's still
Yeah,
like up in the
yeah.
air. What it's not solved yet.
No,
No,
definitely.
Probably right.
No,
Not at
it's
all.
definitely not.
People are
This is
messing
like
with
an
a lot of
actual
shit.
option.
Yeah.
Hey, well, very cool. Very cool to try to get something like that. I like these character designs too. I haven't seen the show, but
They look good on the card.
very cool. Yeah, that book climax is very pretty.
The the show was like, the character design were good, but in motion you could tell the show was a little cheap. But it was so much fun you didn't really care.
It was a fun watch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun watch, but like the character designs really carried in the visual department. I think this is Tyler.
Okay, we have this event for the turn. Give all your game characters the following ability. When the battle point becomes reversed, pay 1. If so, salvage 1.
I haven't seen this since the Fairy Tale trial deck.
Yeah, I guess
When
this is
me and
your level
Brandon
1
first
combo in
started
this
playing
deck.
Weiss Schwarz.
This is like your like replacement for a level 1 combo in the trial deck. Like this sucks. Like, I'm not gonna say this doesn't suck, but
No, it does.
Hold up. As far as trial decks usually go, though, you usually don't get a level 1 and a level 3 combo anyway. So you have a serviceable level 3 combo, and then you have this.
You have this event and the
combo.
Kasumi. You have the Kasumi and the Apple Bonders, all of which are big on your turn. So like the idea is that you like lay down your Bonders, you like play a Kasumi in your third lane, and like you play this one event and you like use your dock to fucking, I don't know.
Apple Bonders are already kind of like a replacement to a level 1 combo if you're not running a level 1 combo.
Yeah.
And then, like, I've actually done that before. Like, in decks where I'm not running a level 1 combo, like, I'll throw some Apple Bonds in as a way to, like, plus at level 1. And then this combines really nicely with that, too.
Yeah.
And especially for a trial deck where they're not going to give you 2 plussing combos. This seems like an actual really good trial deck out of the box.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, let's rate this and then we can talk about the trial deck. I think this event, like, in the context of the trial deck, is probably fine, but, like, at the event, this event's garbage.
Yeah, it's not.
Give it like
Slightly better than absolute garbage, but
yeah,
this trial deck seems fine. I think the worst
this is like, oh, sorry.
The worst part of this trial deck is that even if you buy 2 of them, there is no way to run 8 plussing triggers at all, because the only plussing trigger in your deck is book. That's pretty painful.
Just run 4 of the
salvage thing. Yeah.
Amagi Brilliant Part Climax.
The Cantrip Climax.
Because that's kind of like a plussing trigger too. It's just like play
it's
it
just
from
on
hand
play.
and plus it.
Yeah.
But I mean, think of it this way: people run empty gates all the time because it's a plussing trigger, right? I mean, obviously the Amagi Brilliant Part Climax isn't as good as a gate, but it's still kind of like a similar concept. You know, you're just playing a climax and you get to draw a card back still.
Yeah. I think the trial deck is fine in terms of a trial deck gets more than serviceable.
This is like I think this is the best trial deck I've probably seen.
I don't know if it's the best. I think the Goblin Slayer one was the best.
The Fujimi one.
Oh, the Goblin Slayer one was really good.
Yeah, the Fujimi one was also good.
It's definitely still a really good trial deck. Though.
No, absolutely. Yeah. If you like Bofuri, perfectly reasonable pickup to get started.
Yeah, it has all the like main characters in it too. You're not missing any character with the mains. You're missing the side characters. So
I think it's not too far of a stretch to say that you could buy 2 of these, cram them together.
You'd have
like
something.
Start going to tournaments and like improve it slowly with the your prize packs you get and whatever.
Yeah, like a lot of the things in Bofuri are like independently good outside of like the like yellow packages, I think. With the like maple stuff. There's a lot of build around with the level 3 Maple, but like outside of that, the cards are kind of vacuously good, which is or vacuously fine at the very worst. So you can like improve with packs pretty easily. And because you don't have a level 1 combo, you just like, you replace the level 1 triggers, you like slowly go into a different combo. But yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for the trial deck. We'll see you guys in yellow.